Time flies when you're having Xbox fun, so you might be surprised to hear that Titanfall is 2 years old. And to celebrate, I've liberated one of the rarest and most coveted Xbox Special Edition consoles in history. Pilot, your unboxing is ready.
Control transferring to pilot.
Right, let's get something out of the way first. This console never made it to retail. You cannot buy it. It was made in a super limited run and awarded to each of the development team members at Respawn when Titanfall shipped on Xbox One. That makes it one of the most limited run Xbox consoles in history. But what really sets it apart for me is that a whole load of thought went into the design of this beauty. Some super special editions are just a different color. This thing is designed from top to bottom in partnership with the art and narrative teams at Respawn to really reflect the world of Titanfall. That's just one of the reasons why I love this console. Let's get it open and I'll show you more. Right, we've got the box here. As you can see, we've got the console and the controller on the front here. You'll have seen the controller before because that did make it to retail, but the really exciting thing here is having a look at this console. It is a Connect edition. It's a 500GB hard drive in here. You've got some more artwork of your controller on the side. On the back, some more of that beautiful Titanfall artwork there. And then all the goodies on the side that you get inside the box. But let's get it open and have a look. So what I'm going to do is just pull this out and move this to the side because we really care here less about all the odds and ends and more about the Titanfall limited edition controller. Which you'll have seen before. As I say, this was available at retail, so you might even have one of these yourself. We're just going to pop that to one side for the moment because what I really want to get into is the main event here. This is the console itself. So as I say, never made it to retail, super limited. The only people on the planet who have this console, oh, I feel a bit bad opening it up. But let's get into it anyway. The only people on the planet that have this console are the development team at Respawn. And trust me, they are very, very lucky people. There it is. How about that? I absolutely love it. Right, so a bit of background. The design of the controller and the console are both influenced by the factions in the game. So the Interstellar Manufacturing Corporation, or the IMC, and the Militia. And they're specially designed to tie into the Combat Advanced Round SMG weapon in the game, which you'll have seen. You unlock it about level 34, and you'll see it shares a similar design and color scheme on its skin. Now, the man behind all of this design is one guy called Ryan Lastimosa, a senior artist at Respawn responsible for making sure all the weapons looked and felt awesome and authentic. Now, his Xbox Live gamer tag is Brockhard. Now, keep that in mind as we look around this console design. So let's look at the color schemes first. The orange represents the Militia and the gray and black represent the IMC. And if you've played the game, you'll know those color schemes show up so much throughout the game. Now, this futuristic hex camo is something you'll also see in the game. And for me, it's one of the real sort of hallmarks of the Titanfall visual style as well. Now, you've got a black gloss disk drive here, and that black gloss carries on onto this side of the console as well. And you can see the hex pattern carries on over there too. You've also got these orange markings in areas which are deemed to be hazardous. And we've got a couple of little arrow indicators next to the power button as well, which is a nice touch. Now, one of my favorite touches to this console is that the Titanfall A logo has been applied to the vents on top of the console. And it's got that kind of nice effect where it sort of moves and sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't, depending on the angle you're looking at. And if you look at this side of the console where the USB port is, you can see that there's another logo on here on the vents on the side. Okay, let's look at some of the details on the top of the console here. These logos are directly from the game. You'll have seen them popping up on Titans, weapons and equipment and things like that as well. On the front, we've got a shell ejection warning, like you'd see on the car SMG gun, which works really well next to the disc tray, obviously. And this message right here is interesting. So it says C101 calibrator, which seems to actually refer to the game's R101 assault rifle. So maybe that gun was initially intended to match the console and controller before the car SMG got the skin. Then on the side here, we've got Lastimosa Armory Incorporated. Now, that's a reference to the in-game manufacturing facility where the IMC's weapons are created, and you can even unlock an insignia for your Titan that references Lastimosa. And if you think that name sounds familiar, it's because we mentioned Ryan Lastimosa earlier. Now, he ties us back to these other Easter eggs. You'll see on this serial number code, the last 5 digits are hard which is the last part of his gamer tag. And on top, this code here is an interpretation of his entire gamer tag as well. Best of all though, and the reason why Ryan deserves some kind of award, is this code here. This actually refers to Ryan and his wife Karina's initials. So you've got the R and the C, and these digits here are actually the date of their wedding in 2010, which is surely the most romantic thing that's ever happened on a special edition console. Ryan, mate, I have all sorts of respect for you for getting all these references on here. Well played. All right, so there's the console. Let's put that back down there. So pretty. And let's come over to the controller. Now, as I say, you've probably seen this before. You'll notice that the controller reflects all of the design on the console and all of those references as well. It actually shows kind of a bigger C101 reference to the assault rifle, even more clearly than on the console. Now, there are a couple of additional details on the sides here for the trigger button, and on this side here for your right trigger button, and these nice sort of hatching marks as well really tie the bottom and the top of the controller together. But we are not finished there. If you like custom sounds on your special edition consoles, then you are in luck, my friends, because we've got a custom sound for power on. Have a listen to this. Nice. Disc eject. And power off as well. How cool is that? So there you go, a closer look at one of the rarest Xbox consoles ever. And in my opinion, it is the best one I have ever seen. I love the whole look, feel, and color scheme of Titanfall, and I think they've all come together here. It is a proper work of art. But it's a true special edition that will never be available again, so this is the very definition of a collector's item, and I think that makes me love it even more. Now, don't forget that you can pick up Titanfall on Xbox One for as little as 24 quid, and all the DLC is now free, so it's a great time to get back to the frontier. Leave us a like if you love this console as much as I do. Let us know in the comments what your favorite limited or special edition Xbox ever is, and don't forget to subscribe to Xbox On for much more rare and random stuff like this. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.